Hello there. My name's John, and I'm a grateful recovering alcoholic addict, sober since 1983. I'm also a professor at the medical school and a specialist in psychiatry and addiction medicine. And my friend and colleague Betty Dicken has invited me to get creative here and say a few words about the neuroscience of addiction and recovery, which you may be surprised to learn has very close connections with the neuroscience of art and music. Point one, as an artist, you're gifted, you're creative, and this is all about your brain, your central nervous system. Music and imagery activate specific areas of the brain. And when it comes to your brain and your art, the magic molecule is dopamine. Dopamine is a chemical messenger, a neurotransmitter that enables nerve cells to communicate. Your brain has between 80 and 100 billion, with a B, billion neurons. And each neuron can connect with thousands of other neurons. The minimum number of neural connections inside your head is 100 trillion, which is 1,000 times the number of stars in our galaxy. That's a lot of connections. The average 20-year-old brain has 100,000 miles of nerve fibers. Dopamine is one of about 40 neurotransmitters in the brain. And when we listen to music, the dopamine in our brain changes. This changes the way we think and the way we feel. Point two, when it comes to your brain and addiction, scientists are having a difficult time answering all the questions. Over the years, I can't even estimate how many times I've been asked, why do people drink? Why do people do drugs? Why do people relapse? Why do some people get addicted and other people don't? Why? As an addiction doctor, all I had to do was look at my own experience, and I could answer a lot of those why questions. I could see that I drank and used for two reasons: relief and recreation. Sometimes we drink and drug just to get high. That's recreation. Other times we drink or drug because we don't like the way we feel. We may be anxious or depressed or angry or bored. And what we want is relief from that unpleasant feeling, whatever it is. In other words, we feel the need to change the way our dopamine is directing traffic inside our heads. Point three, drugs and alcohol affect our dopamine levels, and art also affects our dopamine levels. Visual cues, even the pictures we imagine inside our heads, can change dopamine. Looking at a photograph or a painting or sculpture changes dopamine. Creating a work of art changes dopamine. Music also changes dopamine. Scientists at Johns Hopkins have discovered that music is mathematical and structural and architectural. It's based on relationships between one note and the next note. The brain does an amazing amount of computing making sense of music. At the University of Central Florida, neuroscientists have discovered links between the pleasure reward system and music. So you hear music and you get a feeling. Sometimes you feel good. Sometimes you might even feel scared. Sometimes you feel happy. Sometimes it'll make you sad. Sometimes it'll bring back a memory. Music can change the ability to perceive time, to tap into primal fear. It can make you a better communicator. Music can boost your immune system. How about that? Music can repair brain damage. It can make you smarter. Music can enhance memories. We all know about that. In fact, Out there in the scientific literature, there are thousands of papers about the brain and music. It's a fascinating topic. So here's the bottom line. One of the keys to recovery is the recognition that every individual is in some way an artist. And when we are at our best, the process of living is an act of creation. We create ourselves. We create our lives. That's a work of art. And I've found that there is immeasurable power and possibility in the commitment to living clean and sober. We have the science and the experience to prove it. I hope you have a wonderful experience here with artists in recovery, and I hope to share that with you every year for lots of years to come. This has been a difficult year. I look a little shaggy today. I've been isolated and sheltered in place now for almost 2 months. This is an opportunity, though, to be creative. And I invite you to come along and let's do that together. Thanks for inviting me. It's great to be here. Glad to be here. Thanks again. Bye-bye.